Lord Megatron, I present you, Genghis Khan. Ah, shit, it's the boss. Well, you know what time it is. Time to bow down. All hail Megatron. You two, bow down. Ow. Megatron, welcome to the base. What is this? We're defending a human? Why should I protect this weakling? What does he even do?
I own a modeling agency and I take pictures.
Ah, Nemesis Prime. I see you found yourself an owner. If he has been chosen, then perhaps I can fulfill my destiny. Optimus could never compete with my modeling skills. Damn, Chief, you're actually allowing this? Of course I'm allowing it. It's Megatron. He deserves the spotlight. Hey, why don't we all take a group photo while we're at it? What about Starscream? Ah, who cares about him? He's not much of a team player anyway.
Oh shoot, that's the doorbell. Hey Vortex, can you take a picture really quick? I have to go get the door.
Oh, sure thing. Alright everyone, is everyone ready? Just take the damn picture. Okay, I think I got it. Huh? Hey, what's wrong? Chief, do you want to take a look at this? What's wrong with the photo? I just saw something weird in the photo. Look. Looks fine to me. Come on, Chief, I swear I saw something. Come on, it's Nemesis Prime. He might just be messing with you with the filters. Hey, Chief, want to have an eating contest while we're at it? The loser has to pay. You're on. What's gotten into Chief lately? I swear, that's not what I saw. Oh no. I think we're in trouble. The Primes won't know what's in store for them.
Hey guys, before I start the video, I do need to make a quick little announcement. At the time of this recording, I have just hit over 50 subscribers. So I would like to thank everyone that has checked out my channel and has watched the videos. Yeah, so we're finally over 50 subscribers. That's really crazy. I can't believe we're finally over 50. Now, technically, Barricade's video, at the time when I finished his video, I was already over 50 subscribers when I launched his video. But because this video was already done, I have to announce it somewhere. So I figured in this video for Megatron. So Megatron is going to be our video that's going to dedicate to the 50 subscribers and 50 plus more. You know, we have 51, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll go ahead and roll the review on Megatron. So yeah, let's get started. I can't believe I'm holding this. Like, yeah, I can't believe I'm actually holding this. Like, I can't believe I've even found this. Like, I'm really shocked that I was able to find this. But yeah, it's the final boss himself, Megatron. So, oop. Hello, welcome back. It is Genghis Khan. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm the fabulous leader of the Decepticon army. But speaking about leaders, so for the last of the Masterpiece guys that I'm reviewing, we are going to be checking out Megatron. Our very own Decepticon leader himself has appeared before me. So now, in case if you're kind of wondering, yes, I do have Masterpiece Blackout, but you're probably wondering why have I not done a review on him yet? And it's mainly because he's part of the storyline. And because he's part of the storyline, I actually have a very special review planned for him. So he won't be getting a review for quite some time. So technically, we have 5 out of the 6 members here. I don't have Masterpiece Starscream, unfortunately, so I only have just those guys so far for the Decepticons. I don't know if I plan to get Masterpiece Starscream, but if I do, I'll have to kind of squeeze him in at some point. I don't know when I probably plan to get him, if I happen to find him. So if you're new to my channel, if you aren't really familiar with my content, so I have a little bit of a storytelling focus with my videos. So you might notice that there's gonna be a lot of cutscenes and a lot of skits, as well as a bit of a narrative that's happening in the background. So if that does sound like something that you'd be interested in, make sure to subscribe because I definitely have only just started the story. Again, as I mentioned, Blackout's review isn't going to be for a while, so I do have a very, very special story episode for him. Yeah, so let's go ahead and kind of take a look and see what Megatron's all about, right? And also, if you guys have missed the previous episodes, I've already done a review on Bone Crusher, Brawl, and Barricade. I will put a link down below, as well as putting some cards up here if you have missed any of the previous episodes. But yes, we are going to be reviewing Masterpiece Megatron as the last of the Decepticons we'll be reviewing in continuity of the 19th anniversary from the first Transformers film. Okay guys, here's Megatron, so let's go ahead and get started with his articulation. So you can turn his head left and right. He can also look a little bit up and down. But if you actually pull his head up, you can actually give him like a neck. So now he can actually look really far up and he can actually look pretty far down. So it's actually really interesting that you can actually do that for Megatron. And yes, you can actually rotate his head all the way around. So he definitely looks a little bit demonic. Like, oh my goodness. You can rotate his arms all the way around. You can bend his arms. You can rotate his hands. You can open up his fingers just like this, and I believe his fingers are articulated, so they do actually move and bend. So you can kind of open and close his fingers however you like. He can almost do a T-pose. He has some slight waist rotation, and he can barely bend over. His legs can go forwards, and they can also go backwards, which means yes, Megatron can actually do the splits. Yes, he can actually do the splits, girl. Also, in case if anyone's kind of wondering, I did the best that I could to fix his backside, but for some reason, it doesn't really tab in very well. And so I just kind of left it as it is because every time that I try to fix this, his backpack just kind of flops over. I just can't get it secured. So I'm just going to kind of leave it be and just work with what I got. So when I took him out of the box, his knee pad kind of broke off. So if you're kind of wondering what's up with his knee, yeah, that's kind of why, because this thing fell off. His legs can bend. His legs can rotate. He doesn't have any foot rotation, and I guess he sort of has ankle tilt. And finally, you can open up his mouth just like Brawl and Barricade, so you could just lower down his jaw, and there we go. You can open up his mouth. And he definitely looks terrifying with the mouth open, and that takes care of his articulation. So pretty much, I think he's got some really interesting parts to play around with. And yeah, he really did surprise me with the articulation, so I'm kind of curious, do you think that Megatron can become a supermodel? Well, let's find out in the photo shoot. So Megatron comes with an assortment of accessories. So I'm going to start off with his main weapon, which is basically this giant gun that he has. So in order to equip the gun, you do actually have to take off his hands. So yes, his hands are removable. So you have to take both hands off. And then as you can see, there's two pegs on the gun, and you basically put the two pegs where the hands would go. You'd have to move his arms in position so that the wrists are a little bit more close to each other. And to get the full look, you do actually have to lift the top of the gun here. And as you can see, the barrel's folded over. So you just unfold it and there you go. And then you have the complete look with the cannon out and he's ready to shoot people down with the gun. So this is what he looks like once you actually have the cannon installed on his hands here. And yes, you can actually hold the gun in one hand if you would like. So it doesn't really kind of matter if you put it on the left or on the right side. Next up, Megatron has this whip-like arm that he has. It kind of looks almost like a flail. It's pretty flexible and pretty bendable. Very similar to the gun, you do actually have to take off the hands, but at least in this case, you only have to take off one of his hands, and then you could just leave the other one on. So just go ahead and just take off one of his hands, and then you can slot into the socket, and then basically you pretty much have a floppy arm for him. So to complete the look, you do have to put his hand at the end of the whip, just like this. And yep, and then now he has like this really crazy looking arm that he has. Kind of looks like it kind of looks like one of those crane machines, but it's like bendable and that stuff. So yeah, pretty gnarly. Like he definitely looks really, really sick with this. So the whip is also interchangeable, so you can also put it on the other arm if you would like. So it doesn't really matter if you put it on the left side or on the right side. And yeah, it's pretty flexible. Like literally, like the weapon is flexible and it's pretty flexible where you want to put it. And last but not least, the last accessory that he has is the almighty Allspark cube that he has. It looks really nice. It's very detailed. So while Megatron himself can't really kind of like, wield this, you can actually kind of slot it in his chest. So you actually just open up like this panel on the front part of his chest, and you're going to see that there's like a cavity inside his chest. And this is actually where you put the Allspark cube. So this kind of sort of functions like storage. But basically, the reason why you put it in his chest is because this is how, this is basically like how he meets his own demise when Sam plunges the cube into his chest and he basically is, terminated. But that pretty much is like where you put the Allspark cube is that you could just put it in his chest just like that. That kind of covers all of his accessories that he has. So, plot twist. Megatron does not start off in his vehicle mode, so he actually starts off in robot mode. So I do actually have to transform this guy. So I don't really have any like pre-transformation recordings compared to the other guys. Pretty much I'm gonna go ahead and try to do my best to transform him. So here are the directions. So I wasn't really sure how I was gonna do this because he's really big. Like I could barely kind of fit him on camera. So I'm gonna do the best that I can to kind of like explain like what's going on with the transformation a little bit. But I think I was able to get his transformation down. I don't know if it looks like the picture or if it looks kind of like what he's supposed to look like. So I'm gonna kind of let you guys kind of decide if you think that this is going to be a success or if it's close or if it's a flop. So here is my transformation attempt on Megatron. Okay, so here's Megatron's transformation. To be very honest, I actually don't know if this is what he's supposed to look like because from up here, he doesn't look too bad, but I guess from like different angles, he doesn't really kind of read a vehicle. Like he doesn't look like he's like in a vehicle mode. You know what I mean? Like it almost kind of looks like he's kind of semi-transformed, but I don't know. Like something about it kind of looks like he's not like a full-on vehicle. Maybe it's just the way his legs are still kind of sticking out, but I don't know. I did the best that I could with it. But a couple of things, and actually probably the big thing I want to kind of talk about with transformation, maybe even two things. The first thing is that he doesn't really tab in very well. So some parts were not tabbing in very well. I don't know if anyone else kind of has this experience, but I kind of find that tabbing in some places, they weren't really locking in very well and they wouldn't hold things in place. So it was kind of a bit of a mess, if not kind of a nightmare to kind of hold them because like everything just kind of feels like they're being kind of held on by a paper clip. So I don't really kind of know if his parts are going to stay on very well for this whole entire recording, but I just want to let you guys know that tabbing in some places, like it was not really easy getting them tabbed in because they just would not stay on. Now, the other thing I also want to comment, as I may have said earlier, that it was kind of hard to get this recorded in frame. Like he's really heavy, all right? Like he's pretty heavy. And because of how big he is, it was really kind of hard to get all this on camera. But yeah, that was kind of the other thing too, is that because of the fact that he was heavy and also that the tabs were not secured, he definitely was flopping around a lot. So I don't know if this is a success or if I would say that it's passable. I kind of want you guys to kind of decide if you think that it looks pretty close or if it just seems like a flop. Seeing that I was able to transform him to some extent, what would I give the difficulty of transforming him? It's really hard to kind of say because like I don't know if this is what he's supposed to look like, and he kind of barely looks like a vehicle. Like he kind of looks like he's doing the Superman a little bit. That's the best way to kind of put it. So for me, I would have to give him like a 9, maybe a 9.5 on difficulty. Maybe I'm being kind of a little too harsh. Again, I feel like I give him like a 9 to 9.5 because I do think he was a little tricky. And even just like reverting him back was also really tricky too, because I really just kind of hate stuffing that giant front side that he has back into his torso. It was kind of a pain. But yeah, that kind of concludes my transformation attempt on Megatron here. Yeah, I kind of want to do like a quick size comparison. Like, is he taller than Garland? Hold on. So here's Jack Garland, right? So I believe he's actually my tallest figure in my room. And then here's Megatron. So kind of putting them side by side. Trying to kind of put them side by side. Yeah, he is actually a little bit taller than Garland. That's really crazy. He's taller than Garland. Oh, you're like, oh dear. What is there to kind of say about Megatron now that I kind of got that done? Pretty much the big thing is for the transformation, I could not get certain things to tab in very well. Like, take an example with his arm. Like, there's a part with the arms you have to move this, like move this piece, and then tab it with his fingers. But his fingers are like really soft, like it's a very soft plastic, and this is like a hard plastic. I don't know if the material is probably the reason why it doesn't stay on very well, because I've tried tabbing like this into his fingers and it doesn't stay on very well. Maybe even a better example, and I probably may have pointed this out in the articulation section, but like his backpack does not want to like tab in. Like no matter how many times I try, it just will not want to like go in. Like, I swear, like the tabs on him is just really, really, really bad. So, yeah, tabbing some of his pieces was a nightmare. And especially when you have to like hold him like this, or you have to hold him like this, and then, you know, his stuff kind of flops over. Like, I really did not have that much fun transforming him. If anything, his transformation was kind of a nightmare to deal with. Though maybe not as bad as Bone Crusher, okay? Like, Bone Crusher was an absolute nightmare. At least this guy was somewhat workable, and I was able to get some sort of a transformation down, but I really wish the tabs were a little bit better. Like, that's all I really wish. I just wish that things tabbed in a lot better with Megatron. And of course, as you may have saw earlier, I did a size comparison, and this is probably the other thing I want to critique on, is because of how big he is, I don't really have space for him. That's the problem. I don't have space for him, unfortunately. Like, I can have so many of these big guys in my room, and honestly, I need to keep him somewhere in my room, right? I don't want to put him back in this box. But having this guy in my room, like, he's definitely the tallest action figure, and, you know, like, I don't know where I'm going to put this guy, right? Like, I'd rather keep Garland out than putting this guy out. I'm sorry to say that, but, you know, there can only be one Decepticon leader, all right? There can only be one Decepticon leader, and that would be, you know, me, basically. So maybe that's kind of why I'm going to probably put him away, because there can only be one leader here, goal. So, oh yeah, there's one other thing I do also like about him, and it's kind of subtle, but he does actually have light piping up here, so his eyes do actually glow. And like, I know that right now he's just got like his little visor down. I kind of like having the visor down a little bit. I don't know anyone else that kind of does that, but I kind of like the visor looking a little bit down. He does look a little knightish a little bit. Maybe that's why he's a knight, because he does have this, you know, little visor part that's sticking down. And this is actually supposed to go all the way up because it's part of the transformation, but I kind of like it down a little bit. I don't know. But anyways, he does actually have glowing eyes. I will kind of play a clip here with the glowing eyes, but his eyes do actually glow, so that is a really nice touch that he does actually have. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with Megatron, because he is really big, really tall, and again, like when I transformed him, like he was just huge. Like, I don't know where I'm even gonna display that, right? Because otherwise, you know, he looks fantastic, all right? I really love his articulation, and I think that he looks absolutely fearsome. I do think that he does look very impressive, and at least he is very movie screen accurate to the 2007 film. So would I recommend Megatron? I mean, like, if you love Megatron or if you love the movie series, I definitely would get him, but just the fact that, like, I didn't have that much fun with the transformation, and also that, yeah, just the fact that I'm like, where am I going to put this guy because he's so huge? I don't really think I would recommend him. And I mean, I think I paid like over $300 for this guy, right? Like, I think I paid somewhere around $300, so he's kind of expensive, right? He's pretty expensive if you can happen to find him. So, alright guys, that wraps up my review on Masterpiece Megatron. So go ahead and wave the goodbye here. Alright, so we're gonna have Megatron wave goodbye here. If you guys like this review, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I shall see you guys on the next review, right? So have a good night, guys.